Welcome
at us.
to the Skein Scoop Podcast.
We're coming to you from Skein Yarnshop in East Greenwich, Rhode Island. I'm Lori.
I'm Justine.
It's
episode 30.
Oh my gosh! Ah! So exciting.
Oh
I don't know why I do this with my fists.
That's like Ben.
Oh gosh. Except he was running and going yes.
Yeah.
That was the funniest thing.
Yeah.
All right. We're talking about Ben and basketball.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Yeah,
we'll get there.
we will definitely get there.
It was a basketball weekend.
So, did we say this is a knitting
This
and
is
crochet
a knitting podcast?
Yes.
With little crochet. Today.
Yes, but we're working on it, and I'm sorry, my hair is just like.
I'm actually a little motivated to crochet again.
Are you?
Yeah, I need to pull out my granny stripe blanket.
Oh yeah.
I'm pretty motivated to do it. There's been a lot of crochet from the podcasters that I watch lately, and I'm feeling a little motivated to do that. Just have to cross a couple things off first, my list.
Yeah, wait, what's the number on the list?
I honestly don't know because I did cast on 3 new things this week, so. But I finished 2.
Well, that's impressive. I cannot say that I finished anything.
I actually, well, we'll talk about it when we get to finished things, but I feel super motivated to finish the things.
Yeah.
And the reason I cast on stuff was because I wanted to use stuff that was in my stash. So that feels good. And the other 2 were just purely,
What'd you cast on from your stash? Oh, socks?
No, yes, socks and also my new cardigan.
Oh, that's right. That was from your stash.
So excited.
Although a relatively recent addition to your stash.
Totally.
All right, I think I'm going to have to go get a hairband soon.
Oh, I don't have one.
No, I have one over there. I just don't want to get up.
Well, before we get too far, we should talk about this being episode 30.
That's
Last
right.
episode, we talked about our Sharing is Caring
Giveaway.
And went through and pulled a winner from that. And our winner is Lindsay Miller, who is Always Yarn First. So Lindsay, thanks for watching the podcast and sharing. And you're our winner. So
that's so exciting.
I'll send you a private message too, but we'll make sure you get your prize.
Yes.
Once we figure out what that prize is.
That's right. We wanted to come up with something good.
I forgot that we were going to do that. We're
so on top
of
things.
Good podcasters.
Yes. We will tell what it is.
Do you know that a lot of podcasters have donation buckets, people, dyers and bag makers and all sorts of people will say oh, we want to contribute so that you have a prizes to give away.
Oh, we
don't
would
do
love that.
We don't do that. Lori just gives stuff from the shop. So, having anybody
I would love donations.
Anybody that wants to donate a prize, let us know. We're totally interested.
We're open to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Who knew?
I know you didn't. I was like, Lori probably doesn't even know that people do that.
I'm such a good businesswoman.
It's fine, whatever. Yeah, so that's it. So exciting. There were so many people, and I love when people posted pictures of what they were knitting while they were watching. Although I don't like some of the pictures. I was in the background. I'm oh, that was a flattering one. I look great there.
Thanks so much. Thank you all so much for watching and sharing. We so appreciate it.
Yeah.
So
I didn't ask people for questions, but I got so many questions in the past 2 weeks or 3 weeks since we last podcasted, asking about our relationship and how we knew each other. And I thought, for episode 30, we could just kind of quickly talk about, how we started the podcast and the show.
Well, so for those who don't know, the space where my shop was a yarn shop prior to my opening, and it was called Love to Knit. It was a fantastic shop in existence for over 10 years, and it was in this space, and I actually worked there, and so
and I wished I did.
Doesn't everybody?
Mm-hmm.
So
such a glamorous life working in a yarn shop.
Seriously. And so that is we met through knitting. We met through the shop, and it's hard to believe how like it's been as long as it's been, because it's probably going on 10 years, but it doesn't.
It feels like it was probably long. I feel like I've known you like forever.
I know. And I just remember one of the first things we did together was we did a dyeing class. There, Ann and Gail had a dyeing class, and it was
mine was hideous.
Mine was awful. I can't believe yours were the colors that they were. Tell the people.
Oh my God, I don't know what I thought I was doing. I should have named it Fanta, because it was like 3/4 of it was like this Dimetap purple like grape soda color, and the other was orange. Like, what the heck was I thinking? It was awful. I'm pretty sure that Janelle was looking at it while I was dyeing it like, okay, cool, it looks good.
Yeah. Janelle from Query Fibers, whom we really, really miss.
Yeah.
She ran the class, and we had so much fun.
Mine was it was like, so fun.
Mine was like I feel like, wasn't it like seafoam green? I feel like it was like green and blue, but I don't know. It just ended up being really muddy, and I hated it. It felt
really scary to dye it, because like you only had the one thing, and once you started, you were that's it. You know?
It was like permanent marker, right?
Yeah.
So I can remember us like with the
squeeze bottles.
With the squeeze bottles going, oh, here we go.
Oh my God. And actually, so that was a really long time ago.
It was.
Harrison was a little baby.
Yeah.
And while we were in that class, my husband had been at a basketball. He was playing basketball, and he sprained his ankle so bad that he sent me this picture while we were at the dyeing class. And my reaction was, does this mean I have to leave? Like, are you injured so bad that I have to go home? Right. I was so mad. I didn't leave, by the way. He was fine.
No, you
not
didn't.
Really.
We had a good
really
time.
Fine.
Yeah. And that we figured that it was like,
just about.
Yeah. It was a really long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. Harrison was a baby, right?
He was a baby, yeah. So 9 or 10 years ago, because he's almost 11.
That's insane.
I can't believe it.
Crazy. So that's the story of how we met.
Yeah, and so
here we are. And then, of course,
and then when Lori was like, I'm gonna open this shop and I'm gonna open a yarn store, and in my head I was like, I'm gonna work there. And I'm gonna insert myself into all the decision making. And that's pretty much what happened.
It is, and I'm forever grateful.
Oh, whatever.
I am. Aww.
Okay.
I got lip gloss all over you.
So that's
yeah. It was, so that's
it's
how
funny. Lots of people are like,
yeah.
You know, how long have you known each other, or where did you meet? And it's just yarn.
Well, my actually earliest memory of us meeting, even like obviously we met long before that, was when you took over. Oh no, you decided you were going to teach me Magic Loop once and for all. Do you know that?
I don't know that.
You were the person who finally made Magic Loop happen for me. Because I
didn't know that.
Yeah, I had tried it like 5 different times, and I was so confused. And we were talking about socks, and you were knitting socks, and I was like super jealous because you were like a sock maven, and I'm like, oh, you know, I just can't do Magic Loop. And you were like,
yes, you can.
Yeah, it was so, when I look back on it, it was so classically you. You were like, of course you can.
Shut up and take out a needle.
That's right.
Actually, my very first memory of like sitting around the table and knitting with you was you were making a pair of socks for, I think, Sam, and you had gotten Gauge Dye Works, that like gorgeous rainbow, and it was like the most expensive. It was so expensive. Like at the time I was like, oh my God, I can't believe she spent that much money. Now I wouldn't even blink to spend that much money on a pair of socks.
I had gotten it online.
You had gotten it online, and I was, the whole time I was like, maybe if I tell her I love that enough, she'll just give it to me.
That did not happen.
I know.
No, I think those socks actually ended up going to Alex.
Oh, okay. They were gorgeous.
Yeah.
They were gorgeous.
Nowhere to be found now. She lost one.
I wouldn't have lost it.
Yeah. I think the ugly yarn that I dyed, those also became socks.
Oh, you actually knit them?
Yeah.
Oh, I tried and I couldn't. I couldn't.
Yeah.
It was so bad.
my gosh.
It is in my cupboard. I'll have to see if I can
You
find.
said that they were also orange, right?
It's orange and
And
purple.
purple. Which, and
I
you
hate
can't stand orange.
I don't know what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
So
Yeah.
yes, so we have many good memories.
So funny.
And making new ones all the time.
Always.
So what else? Were there any other questions? Because we have all the time in the world today.
I know we do. So my kids it's a distance learning day.
Oh, right.
Which is fine. You know, it's fine. My friend Becca is watching the kids and she's like, they can stay however long because she's got 2 kids and they're just playing and it'll be fine.
Thanks, Becca.
I know. Thanks, Beck. Harrison already did all of his schoolwork yesterday, and Michael, in an attempt to like help me, so that today wouldn't be so bad, he helped Ben do most of his. So Ben has a few more things to do, but nothing crazy. So.
Oh, well, that was good.
Mm-hmm. I guess I'll have to go to the grocery store though, because it's gonna be. Is it really? I thought it was only gonna be rainy. It's actually gonna snow.
So, well, look, this is New England, so things could change. You know,
like
could
rain.
turn on a dime. No, so it's supposed to be. I mean, the meteorologists, they love to wind us up, right?
Yeah.
It's gonna be the worst nor'easter ever.
Is that what they're saying?
No,
Oh.
but so but they're all like that.
Listen.
They said it's gonna be a long event. I'm not gonna name any names, but I was watching the Oscars last night, which means that I was.
watching the Oscars.
Yeah, we need to talk about that. So
I didn't finish them though. I went to bed.
do you
you
know
told
who
me.
won?
No.
Oh,
Who
so
won what?
who won for? Let's see.
Everything, everywhere is always awesome, or whatever.
Yeah.
That,
Everything is awesome.
I know that song.
No,
Everything,
the Lego
Everywhere,
Movie
all
did
the-
not win.
Whatever that one. They
Everything,
won like everything.
everywhere, all at once. They won I think the most, and then All's Quiet. All is quiet on the Western.
Did you
Front.
see the Everything Everywhere is Awesome? Whatever. Whatever it's called.
I have no.
Okay, so
I
when
have
my
not.
husband and I went to Vegas, he had downloaded it on his iPad, and we were
Okay.
watching it. And there is a scene where, and I wasn't paying attention. I was knitting and watching Love Is Blind on my iPad,
Right.
and
The good stuff.
And all of a sudden, I look over and there's like something was happening. I'm not exactly sure. Didn't watch it, but there were like intimate products like flying all over the place.
Oh, in the movie?
In the movie.
Okay.
And then there's like hot dogs stuff.
Oh.
And I'm like, what?
Dude, their
There's something
fingers
about
are
their
like
hot dog fingers. I
hot
don't-
dogs.
I don't
Yeah.
even know. And I'm like, Michael, like shut your computer. I was mortified that other people could see his screen. There's like dildos flying all over the screen. And I'm like, oh my God, like what are you
Are we allowed to
watching?
say that on the
I
podcast?
don't know. It says not for children. I write that.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, I'm like, what are you watching? I was horrified. So as it's like winning all the things, I turned to Michael. I'm like,
This is the
that's
movie?
the movie. He goes, remember the movie that I was watching on the plane? And I was like, oh. And then Harrison was watching with us for a bit, and he goes, can I watch it? And I'm like, no, you can't. Right?
Yeah.
Like
no.
of course
Well,
you can't.
I haven't seen it, but I would imagine it's
Michael
rated
said
R.
no. He said no, you can't. watch
Yeah.
it.
So Kevin has seen it, and Kevin said it's amazing.
Michael said so too.
And Kevin
Weird.
doesn't get that. The amazing rating doesn't happen that often from Kevin. So
The guy that won in the beginning, the supporting actor, I was
I was
emotional
crying.
watching him, and so was Michael. I
Yeah,
was like, look
it
at
was-
you being all like,
So let's talk.
Sentimental.
We have to talk a little bit about the Oscars
Okay.
because I'm sure, like many people out there, I've gotten to the point where I absolutely despise awards shows.
yeah.
And so I used to be the person that I was obsessed with awards shows
Yeah.
and I loved the Oscars.
Mhm.
And in recent years, I haven't been able to stand them
Yeah.
because I'm not interested in celebrities' political opinions. And I hated the fact that,
We had to sit there and watch.
yeah,
listen
I'm
through it.
I'm sorry. Good for you that you have an opinion, but you know what they say about opinions. Everybody
Everyone
has
has
one,
I
along
thought-
with something else.
I didn't really think that anybody was super political.
Well,
yesterday.
and that's what I wanted to say, that I wanted to watch it this year because in recent years I haven't been watching it.
Did you watch last year with Will Smith? Did you watch that live?
I did not, in fact. Don't you remember?
I do, because I texted
because
you
you
saying
were
like,
texting
oh my
me like
God.
freaking out. You were like, did you see what just happened?
Mm-hmm.
And I had no idea because I wasn't watching. And then, I couldn't.
Yeah. Jimmy Kimmel, I thought, did a great job.
He did an amazing job.
Great.
Perfect. He was perfect. And I felt like had the perfect number of jokes about the slap heard around the world.
Yeah.
And but just did it in a tasteful way. In a way, I should say, in a way that people can handle. Because when it comes to comedians or, comics, I'm a big, I don't know, I'm really for the comics. Like when I hear people say,
he was too mean.
It's too soon, or they shouldn't have done that. I'm all for the comics. I think being a stand-up comic is really, really difficult, and I think the people who do it are so talented. And so I am a huge Dave Chappelle fan.
I thought he did a really good job being funny, but never really he
but never really
cross
offensive
the line in any of it.
I thought it was great. I thought he was the perfect pick. And
I'm not sure who the lady was, but there was a lady that was wearing a dress that was like a white dress that went up like this. And
oh my God!
I said to Michael, can you imagine being the guy behind him? Behind her?
I was so sure. I was so sure Jimmy Kimmel was going to say something.
I thought so too, because he was standing right over there, and I was like, oh, okay.
I don't know. Maybe she was someone
I don't know who she was.
Important, or the girlfriend of someone important.
She would have been closer up.
Oh, maybe.
I don't know,
but I just couldn't believe it. I was like, who let her in?
When Jamie Lee Curtis won at the very beginning, and they showed the little clip of her from the movie, Harrison was like, she didn't deserve it. And I was like, what? He's like, she didn't deserve it. And I'm like,
oh my God,
what are you talking about? He's like, she didn't do that good, and she didn't even look that good. And I'm like, Harrison, she was playing a part. He was like, nah, I don't think she deserved it.
Because she looked pretty hideous. They made her look
awful.
heinous.
Yeah,
I love Jamie Lee Curtis.
I do too. And then he couldn't get over the fat suit that they did for Brendan Fraser.
I was crying when he won.
Have you seen that?
No, I haven't.
Oh, he won. I didn't know that part.
Yes, so he won for Best Actor, and I was
Best Actress.
So happy. Best Actress was
the girl from Everything Everywhere.
Yes, Michelle Yeoh.
Yeah, she's gorgeous.
Love her.
All right.
So, and then I'm sorry, but I need to point this out. When people win, what are you looking at?
Nothing.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
I was looking at this.
Oh, okay.
I was looking at the yarn.
Oh, I know, but I was like, is there a flaw?
No.
When they announce the winners, there's that announcer voice. There's the person who says so-and-so has won this many Oscars before, and then they give random facts about them, what they've done in their previous lives.
Yeah.
They said that Michelle Yeoh had no formal martial arts training, which I couldn't believe, because prior to the roles that she's been doing in recent years, she was known for being in martial arts movies.
Huh.
I mean, she was in Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Is that right? Crouching. I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And which is a martial arts film, and she's amazing in it. And she was in movies with Jackie Chan.
She's so pretty.
Oh, so beautiful. And what did she say? I loved what she said in her speech. She said, ladies, don't ever let anyone tell you that you're past your prime. I mean,
yeah.
I think she could be older than me.
She's very pretty.
So,
cool.
So I could go. I just want to think if there's anything else.
I found the song that Lenny Kravitz sang to be really annoying during the In Memoriam
part. Yes,
I found it to be like they should have done two songs or something, done a medley, because instead he just sang the same chorus like 57 times, and the piano playing was abysmal. Just saying.
Well,
I like Lenny Kravitz too.
I do like Lenny Kravitz.
I like his voice. I think he has a pretty sounding voice, but man, I was like, dude, another song.
Well, I kind of didn't like usually in that section. People clap for people.
It went really fast. And then there were like some that they kind of...
Oh my God, what about John Travolta?
Oh, I forgot Kirstie Alley died.
I know.
I forgot that.
Right.
And
so those are two people.
For him, exactly. I was like, and then...
It was heartbreaking.
It was awful.
Oh my gosh. And ironically, or I don't know if it is ironic or coincidentally, we went to see Grease the other night.
Yeah.
Jen and my sister and I went to see Grease at North Kingstown High School.
What was Mackie's part? Who was she?
She was Jan from the Pink Ladies, and
I was trying to figure out which one she was.
Ridiculous, and Caroline was so fantastic. These are our family friends, and we wanted to go because they're seniors in high school, and we wanted to make sure we saw their last performance there, and they were both so fantastic. It was so much fun, and the productions. This is not your average high school play.
Yeah.
And Jen can attest to that.
Yeah.
She was blown away. And so Jen is our friend who you hear us talk about all the time.
She's the sock lady.
Yes.
Not the crazy one, but
just our sock lady. And Jen loves musicals, and she came, and I was like, no, Jen, you don't understand. They spend no word of a lie, this is not an exaggeration, $50,000 to put this show on. And you see it in the sets, and the kids are, they're just so talented. But it was just fantastic, and they were great. And our other friend Eva was behind the scenes doing the costumes, and the costumes were great. So that was a lot of fun. So it was kind of, I don't know, it was funny. Like it was like Olivia Newton-John on the Oscars, and not on the Oscars obviously, but remembering her. And the play was really good. Saturday night, Jen and my sister and I had a really good time, but my car still smells like onions. I just want to say that.
Why would you have?
Well, we lost track of time, so we didn't have time to go for an actual dinner, so we got Subway and we ate it in the car, and it was left in my car while we were at the performance, and now my car still smells like onions. I'm just saying.
Subway smell is one that you just can't get out.
Listen, I wouldn't mind if it was the Subway bread smell.
Yeah.
That would be good if you got into your car every day and it smelled like the bread from Subway.
Do you think the people on the podcast can hear my stomach growling, or is it just me?
I can't hear it. I did not hear it.
It's like sounds like a dog.
Anyway, I could still go. I mean, the fashion at the Oscars was amazing.
Yeah.
I thought that I don't remember seeing one dress where I was like, what? The white dress I think probably was still beautiful.
That's fashion.
But I was like, have a little consideration. Come on, lady.
Harrison, one of the presenters that had her hair like up, like in a straight long thing, Harrison's like, that's like Marge Simpson hair. Because he's like into the Simpsons these days. And I'm
funny.
like, he goes, it should be blue. And I'm like, totally. And then he goes, imagine sitting behind her. And I was like, I know. It's like the same thing as the white dress lady.
Yeah.
So funny.
I don't know. I feel like we're going to see memes about the white dress lady.
Yeah, it's got to be a thing.
Yeah.
All right. Should we talk about knitting?
Yeah, sure. Thanks for indulging us.
I know.
It's our day off.
It used to be where we would always podcast on our day off. And then we could just, as my mom would say, shoot the shit for a little while at the beginning. And so I guess if you didn't want to watch about all of that and you're still here to hear about knitting, then
here's to you. Thank you.
Cheers, people.
Cheers. Wait, you want to cheers with my other drink too?
Sure.
Cold and hot. So, okay.
I finished the thing.
You sure did.
Guys, this
Look
sweater.
at it. Look at it.
All right, so I have a few things to say about the sweater, but first, this is my Oxa. It's a little wrinkled because I brought it with me this weekend when we were away. This is my Oxa. It's by Caitlin Hunter.
Good.
It's made out of Lang Yak. Of course, all of our tags are covered over the name.
The name. Oh no, this one's not too bad. Wow, here.
So there's Lang Yak. It is 30% yak and 70% merino wool. I loved every minute of making this sweater. I loved knitting with it. The yarn is spectacular. And I had finished it last Monday. And I brought it into the shop to take pictures on the mannequin and to show everybody that I had finished. And that same day, one of our customers came in and she had made the Mycroft sweater by Isabel Kramer out of the yak.
Beth, right?
Yeah. And I had seen it while she was knitting it. And then she had just so happened to have just blocked it and she showed it to me. And when I touched it, I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
The fabric just felt so different. And I was sort of on the fence about blocking it because which
I could not believe. I was like, did those words actually come out of your mouth?
I literally block everything. I am obsessed. So I would say that it loosened a bit. It definitely has like a nicer drape now that it's been blocked.
Yeah, it's way drapier than it was.
Super drapey.
But in a perfect way.
And like the length of the sleeve was, I mean, it definitely grew a bit, but I'm okay with that. I mean, I followed this pattern 100% exactly right as the pattern said, with one exception. I made a mistake only because I didn't realize, I forgot. So it has a round of, after you cast on, it has a round of plain knitting, which is really hard to see up here, and then a twisted rib. And at the bottom on the sleeve, there's, you know, 1.5 inches or so of the ribbing, and then you knit 2 rounds plain before binding off. I wasn't paying attention, and so in the pattern,
you didn't do that?
I didn't do it at the bottom. So at the bottom, I was supposed to do the ribbing, knit 2 rounds and bind off, which just gives it this like little, I think it's so
like
pretty.
This tiny roll.
This tiny little roll. And I wish I had done that, but there's no way I'm taking that out.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
So it was an accident that I didn't follow the directions. The yarn is so soft. It is like it's not hot. I wore it all weekend. We were at a basketball tournament this weekend. I wore it all weekend. One of my friends was like, oh, is that the sweater that you just finished? And I said, yeah. So then she started going around saying like, Justine made that sweater. Can you believe she made that sweater? Like she made that sweater. So we're standing around waiting to go watch there were so many basketball games, but we were waiting to watch another basketball game. And one of them was like, so do you like make people sweaters? And I was like,
oh,
no,
my goodness.
And she was like, oh, and I was like, yeah, because this sweater, it would cost like you would die if you knew how much yarn costs. Yeah. Like people who are not knitters, they just don't understand, you know?
Yeah.
Michael said to me, he's like, that is the most beautiful thing I think you've ever made. And I was like, oh, thanks, babe.
Aww.
I think he's right. I mean, I think I would make this sweater again in a heartbeat. I can't wait to make another sweater in the yak.
You've made a lot of beautiful things.
There's something about the way that this feels and like how comfortable it is. And it's not like, I mean, I was holding Charlotte and we were getting ready to leave and she stuck her little finger in one of these things in the back.
I don't know what
I was done. Like, stop! And I like threw her to the ground and Michael was like, and I was like,
she did not really throw her to the ground.
But it's like over here. Yeah,
you gotta be careful what you say.
Oh my God. She literally stuck her little finger in there and I was like, ah! And then we get in the car and I'm like taking off my sweater and trying to fix it.
Oh gosh.
Which I didn't fix it yet,
but you will.
Yeah, I'm not really that concerned, but I was not happy with that little kid. It's gorgeous.
It is.
It's so good. I wouldn't hesitate to make the pattern again. I wouldn't hesitate to use this. I mean, I can't wait to use this yarn again. I pulled over, there's like 12 colors maybe. They're very fall.
They're not bright.
Right.
They're not bright,
but they're gorgeous.
They're just gorgeous.
Completely in love. I'm completely in love.
I still haven't made anything with the yak, and I'm thinking about what I want to make, and I see and I'm like, is there anything better, or should I just make that?
It's just so good. I mean,
my hair is driving me crazy.
Go ahead, put it up.
Yeah.
I would say, I mean, so I remember while I was knitting it, I remember being, not annoyed, but like the yoke took significantly longer to make than I really thought it was going to. I know I knit it fast, but like not fast enough for me.
I know,
because it was so many rounds.
Yeah.
It's
I remember. It's like 70, right?
70 something rounds. And at this wide part, oh my God, there were so many stitches. So it just was taking forever. These sections I think are really, really cool. I've never done anything like that before, but they're just slip stitches. You slip with the yarn in the front. And these are twisted cable stitches through the back loop.
You should teach a class.
Which is something, which is something else that I did that was new. I'm not doing classes. I don't do it. I taught for too long to teach anymore.
I know, it's so funny that you say that. I'm not teaching.
I'm not a teacher anymore. Yeah, I love it, and I think the color is so perfect, and I think everything about it is perfect. And
it's so great when you make something and you love it that much, because that doesn't always happen, right?
It doesn't always happen. I would say
it definitely doesn't always happen with me.
It's not even like I was worried it was going to be really, really hot, and then I was going to be like overheated in it. I can see myself throwing this on all the time.
Oh, it's just so beautiful.
It is really pretty.
I love it.
Do you say something? All right, I finished another thing too.
Okay, go, because I have no finished objects.
I finished my first pair of Journey socks.
Oh my gosh.
So Journey socks are a pattern by Margaret from Heidi and Lana, and they're no-show socks. I used seismic yarn in the colorway, oh, I don't remember, but it's in my project page, which is down below. They're fun.
So fun.
They're crazy.
Yeah.
I was knitting these at the bus stop, and my neighbor, her daughter's like 6, and she's like, I love that. I love those. I love those. I'm like, oh, they're for me.
Have you worn them yet?
No, I just pulled them off the blockers this morning.
Oh.
I think they're awesome. I tried them on. They fit great.
I'm totally, the next pair of socks that I cast on is going to be a pair of these.
Super fun construction and super fast, like really, really, really fast. I will say, make sure you use a US 1.5, like the pattern calls for, because the first time I did it, I was like, I know better, and I used a 1 and they didn't fit. So the 1.5, big fan, super fun.
Interesting.
So these had been this is one of my projects that was already going.
Yes.
And so having these checked off my list was a huge thing. Made me very happy.
That's right. So enabled you to cast on 3 other things.
Totally.
And and then
we've got some
other finished objects, not by me, friends.
What are you wearing?
This is the Field Shawl by Maxim Sear.
Which, if you're looking on Ravelry, I posted it. It's tagged below, but if you're looking for it on Ravelry, it's actually just Field. It doesn't say shawl. Correct. But it's the first one when you type in Field or Field Shawl, it comes up. So
yes, I couldn't love this more. Dawn. So this was knit by Dawn.
We love you.
Thank you so much, Dawn. And she knit it in record time. It's knit out of Moondrake, Fuwa, which you
right here.
There you go. We have all the colors, unless we might be sold out of a couple. But
held double.
She
said she used 3 1/4 skeins of the Fuwa and 4 1/4 skeins of the Renew, which is the Renew. I love that yarn too.
Yeah, that's Renew is by Barocco. It is 100% recycled and sustainable, and we love it.
I used that for my Alpenglow, and that's another, even though I don't like the colors that I have, the shape of that sweater and like the way it holds shape and the drapiness of it is pretty great.
No, it's been very popular. People have been loving it. Yeah, people have been loving the Renew, and I can't recommend it more highly. It has 5% cashmere in it, and it's fantastic.
Yeah, don't take it off because it looks so good right the way you did, but it's completely like opposite. It's like a mirror opposite thing. So half of the shawl is the Fuwa with a stripe of the Renew, and the other half is the Renew with a stripe of the Fuwa.
I could not, honestly. This is a Lori shawl, and you can wear it so many different ways. It is large, but again, it's garter stitch. It goes really, really fast. Yeah. And at the end, I'll take it off. And we'll show you it all if we remember.
Okay. Our other friend Laura finished, I posted about this the other day. This is an inclination cowl by Andrea Mowry, and this is made out of Freya's shawl balls. She used 2 of the shawl balls to make this just gorgeous, stunning.
Let me go get a couple because they're amazing.
Inclination cowl. I had also just finished my inclination cowl, which I showed last time, and I think that if you haven't made this pattern, you've got to. Like, it's just such a good one. So this version of the Freya is a single, and it's 100 grams is 430 yards or 393 meters, and it's really beautiful.
Yeah, in case you didn't know it already, we are obsessed with Freya.
It's so pretty.
Tina's, I mean, I know there are a lot of great gradients out there, but I just don't feel like anybody does them as well as her.
Yeah, they're beautiful.
They're just so good. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And there are just so many different color combinations you could do. I feel like I would love that
would
together.
Be really pretty. Yeah. That pink is so good.
So
this was from Laura. So thank you, Laura.
Thank you so much, Laura. And oh, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And then our other finished object, our friend Barbara was kind enough to make this sample for us. This is the Arrowhead Scarf
by Tina. And it comes in, look at how gorgeous. Oh yeah, we have a spot we have to duplicate stitch over. I forgot. Guys,
it's, oh my gosh, it's just so stunning.
So this comes in a kit with all that you need in the kit, including the pattern. Ooh, look, there we are. And so this kit is exactly like this sample, right, with the wildflower colorway. But I was helping somebody else pick out others using what we have in the store as well. But if you want these kits, they're online as well. So if you're not local and you want one, you can get it and we'll ship it out to you.
And we're out of it right now. However, I would maybe you can insert a picture here.
Okay.
The blue one, and those are just the kits. Like we said, we can put colors together for you or help you put colors together. Someone's coming to the door.
I told you that was going to happen.
Yeah. So, thanks.
I'm stuck.
So, but the Justine will put a picture in, but it also comes in a blue version that is equally as stunning.
Oh, okay.
So,
sorry. Thank you.
Sorry. We always feel so bad. Oh. So, yeah, we're in love with that shawl, and people are loving it.
Yeah, Barbara said it was a really, really fun knit, and God, this section right
not
here,
difficult.
Like, this is so good. It's so good.
Yeah.
So good. Okay.
Love it.
All right.
So those are our finished objects.
I cast on all the things.
Yes.
So, okay, let's start. Well, I'm in the middle of a row.
All right. Oh, you know what? I think I'm in the middle of a row too.
All right, cool. So I wanted to have a pair of socks to bring with me this weekend. I said to Harrison, honey, how many projects do you think is too many projects to bring for a weekend? And he's like, 6. I said, okay, so if I bring 5, it'll be cool. He's like, yeah, I only knit on this. I can't knit at basketball anymore. It's just too much.
It's too exciting, and you don't want to miss. You don't want to miss.
No, and yeah, we were away, and so there were lots of other siblings there too. So Charlotte and Ben were totally occupied the entire time by other people's kids who were just like playing.
That's the best.
It was awesome. I mean, yeah, Charlotte's the hard one. She's the one that makes it a little more complicated because she wants to, she's 3.
She's 3.
So I had bought all these things ahead of time that I didn't let her play with until we were there. So I had all these Barbies and like
oh, that's right, the Barbies.
And she just sat with the Barbies and played with these other two girls, and it was really good. So she was a really good girl. My niece Maddie, my friend Becca's daughter, she's not really my niece, but she's totally my niece.
Kind of your niece.
You know how that is. She is a huge sock wearer. She loves Auntie's socks, and I haven't knit her a pair of socks in a while, so I pulled this yarn out of my stash. It is
it's beautiful.
It's yarn from Malia Made It, who's on Etsy, and it's called Unicorn Rainbow, I think. And
right.
She had posted something one day saying like, look at all these half or like almost full complete balls of yarn. Like maybe she had done like a little bit of a swatch or something. So this was like an 80-gram thing, and she sent it to me with a mini on sale basically. So I got this, and it's been in my stash forever. I've wanted to knit with it forever, and I just thought now's the time. So you know, Maddie's getting older. They're all the kids in my life are getting bigger. So
feet are getting bigger.
So, you know, her last pair of socks I knit her, I think I cast on like 52 maybe. And she's a petite little thing. But I just figured I'm gonna do an afterthought heel, and I'm gonna do toe up. I cast on with 10. Which I think maybe is a little bit, like maybe it could have been a little wider at that toe, but she does have little feet, so it's okay. And then I increased to 60. I chatted with Maddie from the We Share Needles podcast, because I was like, Maddie makes so many socks, but she also knits on a 9-inch circ, and she says that her gauge is so much looser. So the crazy sock lady knits for her niece, and she does 60. And Maddie does 56, but Maddie said, if you're knitting Magic Loop, maybe do 60. So anyway, these I cast on over the weekend, and there you go.
They're awesome.
They're so pretty.
I love the colors.
I know. And I had this little progress keeper from somewhere. I don't even know what it is. It's a black cat, and Maddie has a little black cat. She loves black cats. So.
I was going to say, you're not a cat person.
I'm not a cat person. I didn't buy that. It came with something. And it's in my Kelly E. McD bag that I love.
All right.
I'm gonna keep knitting on this, so I don't know why I put it away.
I am being monogamous.
I'm so proud
because
of you.
I have to be, because I'm doing a test knit. For those of you who didn't see the beginnings in episode 29, this is Moonbumps by Maxim Sear, Max the Knitter.
Lori, you're doing so good.
You know, I love it, and it is, you're using Moondrake Fuwa held double, because, you know, we're all about the Fuwa lately, which is brushed cashmere, and is it brushed merino? I can't even remember. So so let me get closer with this. So
Brushed
you can see.
and superwash merino.
Superwash merino, okay. So these are the, I don't know, like these are the bumps, I guess, but can you hold that for a second? So these are the bumps.
Thing is the bump.
Yeah, these are I cords. Okay, so you've got your stockinette section, and then you do one of these bumps, and the way that you do it, and then it's a really interesting construction. It's a fun project, very different. So if you're looking for something different, not difficult, just different, this will be the project for you. The pattern, I believe, will come out at the very end of March. So these little dots here are just the tail that you leave a longer tail when you're done with the I cord bump, and then you weave that tail in to create that kind of dotted line there. Mm-hmm. And so but the construction of the I cord bumps is really very interesting and not hard. But I think
is it memorized at this point?
It's memorized. Oh yeah, I do not need a pattern.
Great.
So totally memorizable.
This is the Moondrake that Lori's using in the electric lilac color. 70% brushed cashmere, 30% superwash merino. I mean,
it is a joy to work with. Mm-hmm. I mean, I just love, all I do while I'm doing it is feel it.
I love that color.
And
I don't know if you know that about me, but
yeah,
I love that color.
When I was picking out the color that I was going to do this in, I sent Justine the picture of 4 skeins of this, and my eye cords are done in Feederbrook Farms, Entropy DK.
Are you pulling, like, did you get to the end here, and then when you were doing your next one, did you pull to the next color change? No.
So I was doing that down here because the sections are like, they're so short.
You were stuck in
so
that
I
same
was
color.
kind of moving the yarn along, but now I'm not having to do that. So
And you only will need 1 skein of the Entropy DK?
you will only need 1 skein, yes. And so 4 skeins of Fuwa and 1 skein of whatever yarn you decide to use for this. It just needs to be a DK that is not any heavier than the Fuwa doubled, because if you do use something heavier, it will pucker.
Got it.
So so that's what I'm using. Many people have the pattern in Max used Spin Cycle, I think, dyed in the wool for his. I'm using Feederbrook. It's
because that's what we have in the shop.
That's what we have in the shop, and we love it. And it's less expensive, quite a bit. Just saying. But I was thinking to myself that you don't have to do a color changing yarn. I think I'm forgetting her name. The owner of the modern Sharon, yes, of the modern skein. I'm not certain, but I think she might not have used a color changing yarn. She of course is finished with hers.
Do you think you could do would it be okay to do the bump in a Fuwa also? Or do you think it would be difficult to do all that stuff in a...
That's a really good question. I don't know that, I definitely think you could, because it's an I cord. I think it would still stand out, but I think you want to use a different yarn because you want these bumps. These, they're 3-dimensional.
Yeah.
And I think it won't stand out as much if you use the Fuwa for the bumps.
It's clever.
It is extremely clever, and I can't wait to be done so that I can block it, and I can't wait to wear it. I really can't. So, and I think I'm going to do a class on it.
It's great.
Just a one-off class, just to
get people going
and help with the technique of the bumps. Again, not difficult, but I feel like it just would be, helpful to have someone help you along.
That's great.
That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
All right. Okay. So I casted on 2 things. I'll show you the one that's like just barely cast on, because I only did it at soccer last week. We had gotten a shipment of Madeline Tosh DK, the Tosh DK, and in it we had gotten this yellow color, and it's called Daisy. And I fell in love with it, and
it's a good color. It's a good yellow.
I was like, I have to have it. I want it. Blah blah blah. And our friend Laura, who is Yarn Sambles on Instagram, Laura and I chatted about new projects and what we wanted to make and all the things. And I said, I'm dying for this one yellow. And I said, actually, she and I had a conversation about the yellow a while ago. And she's like, well, you can't make something without me. And I was like, okay, well, what can we make? So we settled on making a Sophie Shawl out of this Tosh DK, which I had not made a Sophie Shawl yet. And I wanted to, but I haven't. So this is the yellow. It's called Daisy.
So pretty.
So pretty. And I told you it's just at the beginning, but here it is. Here's my little thing.
I know, but it's so cute.
It's so cute.
I'm pretty.
I'm using a US 6. I think, isn't the Sophie Shawl, doesn't it call for worsted? Not that it really matters. But
I think it does call for worsted, but I think tons of people do it in DK.
Exactly. So yeah, I was going to ask you, in your increases on that, I've seen some people on the Moonbumps. I've seen some people put like stitch markers and done all the things. Look, I was at soccer and I didn't have any stitch markers, so I tied a piece of yarn to the front of it so that I knew it was just the right side. I was struggling at the beginning. I ripped it out like a ton of times because I was troubling which side I'm increasing on, and how you keep track of where the row with the increase is, and that just gets better. Yes. Okay, cool.
I think with that shawl, which I started in the cashmere and I will finish the cashmere light, laying cashmere light. You really, especially at the beginning, you really need to mark what your right side is. Yeah.
Well, I said to Laura, because she's made it so many times, I said, well, how are you keeping track of it? And she goes, oh, easy. And she had this notebook with all these hashtag marks. I'm like, ugh, God, I'm not doing that. Not going to happen.
No, I just use my, what is that app? It's called Knit Counter.
Row Counter. I know, but I don't want to do any of that. I do not want to do that. So will it eventually, I'll be fine and I won't have to pay attention? Because right now I'm not enjoying that part of it. It's not something that I'm reaching for to
unsure. No, I was using my row counter.
Look, and I have a mistake, so I'm going to have to pull out. You see it?
Yeah. Debbie, insert Debbie Downer noise here.
Yeah, so
it's very pretty though.
It is pretty. All right, and so the thing that I cast it on.
What is this?
I don't know.
That's gross. I think it's chocolate. Ew.
Double dare you to eat it.
No, what is the matter with you?
When Lori and I went to Rhinebeck, and more specifically to Cake Palooza, we spent an hour looking at these bags. These are Tanny Casey bags. This is the one I chose and I couldn't love it more. And then the rest of the time I spent looking and drooling at the La Bien-Aimée, which was at, what booth was that?
Forever Doylestown.
Thank you. And you might remember, but we were at the booth, and I walked over and I saw this color, which is called Amy's Shawl, I believe.
Oh, it's really pretty.
Yes, it's called Amy's Shawl. And I picked up the skein and I looked at it and I said, well, I have to have you. And then the lady that was working there, she grabbed a skein of the, what do they call it, Kumo?
I think so.
Kumo, which is the 74% baby Surrey, 26% mulberry silk in this color, which is called Ichigo.
Woo.
And she picked it up. Of course, they were in skeins. And she handed it to me and she said, they need to go together. And I was holding it like this. And I said to myself and to the yarn, and maybe to her, but not certainly, I wasn't speaking to the lady. And I said, well, what are you going to become? And the lady then grabbed 2 more skeins of this and 2 more skeins of this, thrust it in my arms and said, a sweater, you pay over there. That's exactly how it happened.
That is how it went.
And I couldn't have been happier because I probably would never have bought it if she hadn't have been such like a, I don't know. She wasn't mean. She
no. Just
like, it's gotta be a sweater. Very direct. Yeah. If she hadn't have been that direct, I probably wouldn't. Yes. I would have walked away.
Listen,
I probably wouldn't have bought anything.
She was answering your question. She felt like you said it out loud.
Totally. So I decided to cast on. So this has been in my living room, in my yarn cabinet, like staring at me. And so many people say that they bought yarn at Rhinebeck or wherever at these festivals, and by the time they go the next year, they still haven't knit with what they bought the year before. And I did not want that to happen. I wanted my sweater to be done.
I'm surprised it took you this long to cast it on, frankly.
I was doing so many other things. Yeah, I don't know. I can't even. So I was struggling and figuring out what I wanted to make. And when we were at Rhinebeck, there was a lady that was wearing a really pretty cardigan, and I was like, I don't really want a cardigan, blah, blah, blah. I'm not really sure. And as we were leaving, there was this other lady that had on a beautiful cardigan held with mohair, and I was like, that's really gorgeous. And I happened to go on Ravelry that day and save it in my favorites. So I have been kind of obsessing over, do I have enough yarn to do all the things that I want to do? Because it's only three skeins of each, which is like for for the Surrey, it's only 328 yards, so it's not like a ton of yardage. So I had to find something that would work with what I had. So I settled on the Sassy Cardigan, which is by Bonnie de Roche, and once I started, I couldn't stop. So this is my back panel. It's a pieced sweater, which I'm not like, you know, it's been a while since I've done a pieced sweater. I'm not concerned about it.
Yeah.
It's so gorgeous. I cannot even.
Let's get closer.
Look at how pretty it is. So this is the back panel. I think it's going to be, you know, it's slightly cropped, but it's not like,
it's going to be beautiful.
Yeah, it's going to be so pretty. And we don't have a lot of Surrey. We have the Penna that has Surrey in it, but somebody was in, a customer was in the other day when I was working on this, and she ended up getting yarn to make it with the Fuwa as the Surrey alternative. So it is just,
but you could also do mohair.
Totally, absolutely. Yeah. It's gorgeous. So it's going to be really, really good. So that's the back panel. I didn't learn anything. I love learning new things. There was nothing like tricky, which is fine.
Sure, of course.
It was fine that I didn't learn anything new. This is the front left panel that I started. So now I'm just cruising away, you know.
It is.
As I was working on it, I was sitting next to Ben, and I kept going like, and he goes, "Does it smell bad, Mom?" I was like, "No, honey." I was like, just touch it. It's like a cloud. It's like a cloud. It's so good. I can't.
It is
gorgeous. So good. So it does have buttons. Not sure I'm gonna put the buttons on it because I don't think I'll ever button it, but we'll see.
You might.
I might
put some Ken yarn buttons on there.
I know. Good. I would put the iridescent ones on, I think.
Oh my goodness.
The sparkly ones they're so good. So yeah, that's that. That's my
that is your
sweater whip.
Yep.
I do I'm gonna be pulling out an old sweater whip to try to finish it up too. So maybe I'll be,
what's that?
My summer flirt tee in Moondrake merino linen.
Oh, yeah.
Mine.
Yeah.
I would love to finish that.
You will.
Maybe my sea glass tee.
I was actually...
Do you know how many people ask me about that? They're like, "Did you finish that one?"
Well,
No.
I mean, but you will. I mean, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. A sweater though, right?
Yeah.
You're making it long sleeved or 3/4?
Yeah.
Yeah, I gave up on that rather quickly. I was like, no.
That's a doozy. That's a doozy of a thing.
I just did not have the patience.
All right, well, so that's it for knitting. But we have got some new things in the shop that we wanted to show you.
We do.
There is a class that's up online, the My First Sweater class, where you're going to be doing the flax sweater, either, right?
Yes,
yeah.
The flax,
either the flax or the flax light.
Yeah.
For a minute, I was like, that's not the right sweater.
But it is.
But it is. So that's online at skeinyarnshop.com.
It's filling up. I feel like, yeah, there are a few spots left.
If
So
you go down below, just as a little PSA, if there's something that we've talked about that you want to know more about, there's links to everything that we're talking about in the description box below. So if you look at the title of this podcast, it'll have a ... more, and if you click on it, this whole thing shows up with all the links to all the things that we talk about.
And if there are, I mean, we love comments, so we would love it if you comment, and if there are things that you want to see, things that you want to see in the shop, classes you want us to do, questions, please pop them in the comments. We read all of them. Might take us a little while, but we read all of them.
Yes, we appreciate it.
Yes, we sure do.
All right, we'll talk about that in a second.
Okay.
All right, we've got some new bags that our resident bag maker Judy made. So we've seen this style before, but these are her new like springtime fabrics.
So good.
So cute. This is a big bag.
Yeah, it's great. I love it. I love this style.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like a market bag.
So these are not on the website, but if you see something that you want, you can just call us. Not today because we're not working.
But you can definitely email us.
Yeah.
Whenever, and we will respond and get you the bag you want.
Oh my gosh, I just love this
That one.
fabric.
Look at this one.
What are those called? Pansies? Petunias? Look at these.
Good. Impatience, maybe? I think there are a few different things in there.
All our gardening friends are like, oh, those idiots.
I know.
What do they know? So Judy's also she's had this style before. I love this one. These are sturdy.
Yeah, they have interfacing in them.
Yeah.
And then look, she attached this awesome strap. I love this strap.
I love the
zipper.
I love the zipper
The
pull,
pull.
the tassel.
So good. So this size.
But then she came up with the smaller mini version.
Yes.
They're so cute. These are also sturdy, stiff with the interfacing. Really fun, pretty
Have a strap.
patterns. I love how cute the little
Cute.
the pull is like a little mini tassel. They're
Yeah.
so cute. Really, really sweet. So anything that you see,
They're great
you know,
size.
if you want to order one of these or to get one and you're not local, we will gladly ship them to you. We are open tomorrow from 10 to 5.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, we'll see you then. Hopefully it doesn't snow.
Yeah, stay tuned. Tomorrow, I'll definitely, for 100%, be open.
I'm telling you, if they cancel school.
But Wednesday is up in the air right now. I know. We'll have to see, because so as of last night they were predicting 4 to 8 inches of snow for
Michael's
the
gonna be
majority.
really upset because his company is filing they're like they have to file on Wednesday, and if they can't do it, he will be really
Why would they be unable to do it though?
like if he can't get into work or whatever.
He couldn't do it remotely.
I don't know. No, with our kids at home.
Ooh. Yeah, so always good to take a, when there's, for all you local folks out there, good to take a look at our social media on days when it's, supposed to snow a decent amount. If it's only like 1 to 3 inches, forget it. We're coming in. But once it gets to 4 inches, I start to say,
maybe it would be, oh God, I hope it's not gonna be.
Listen, newsflash, the weather people have been wrong before.
And
sorry to say.
We live in New England, so.
Yeah.
Want to show these?
I do want to show these. So one thing that I get asked about a lot, I have gotten asked about since I opened, is, are you going to get those knitting lights that go around your neck? And up until now, I was hesitant to do it because I'm not going to lie. You can get, I'm not going to lie, like people don't know. You can go on Amazon and get them. But then a friend of ours had said to me, no, have you seen these lights? They're just different. And so I was like, are they really though? And so I decided to get one to try it out and see if it was different. And by goodness or whatever,
by golly, by George, she was right. And I remember what Angie said. She was like, I don't know. She's like, I've touched them and she's like, you have to feel them. And she was right. So there's something about the weight of, I have the ones from Amazon. There's something,
and I do as well.
There's something about the weight of this, that the way it falls is just different.
I'm telling you, it is, if some of you might have in fact, I'm sure some of you have the Amazon ones. We both do. Trust me, this is different. First of all, it's lighter. Yeah. It's much, much lighter. Also, whatever material it's made out of, I have no idea what it is. It's like silky to the touch.
This piece here is not heavy.
Right.
And that's the thing on mine that's like heavy.
But also it's the way you can adjust it. We should say this is the Lumos. It's called LumosLumos. LUMOS. LumosLumos. I'm sure many of you have seen it online. And what's happening? I'm having an alarm go off. Oh, shocker. So
sorry.
But I just find that with the other ones that I've had, and I've had multiple because they're cheap and don't last. And the way these move and they stay where you put them, and you can really direct them onto your project. I have been using this one while knitting on the sofa.
Charlotte found mine and she was like, ooh. And so she like went and hid underneath the bed, and she had the light under there.
Oh my
She's
gosh.
like, look.
That's like the best thing ever.
Yeah.
And so
it's good for children and knitting.
Yes. Fran bought one of these, and she came in a few days later, and she said I was up until 1 a.m. knitting.
Yeah.
And of course, you can get like a softer light, that yellow light. Mm-hmm. I do it on this third setting.
I do too. The brighter, the better.
Yeah. But
there's not been very many times where I've needed a light like that.
But they just like
because I don't tend to knit in a lot of things that are very dark, and I knit in the dark, so I don't know. But I was knitting on, my friend Becca was doing a shawl in navy, and she had a couple of spots where she just like was really struggling.
Yeah. And
I was taking my phone and with the flashlight on, like balancing it here, and I'm like, damn it, I wish I had one of those things.
It's just like,
you never know when you're gonna need it.
Yeah. But if it's the type of thing that you're gonna take with you, it is so light. It's so light, but it's like, I find myself, when I'm wearing it, I find myself like just doing this.
It's soft. It's like good for your texture.
Yeah. It's just like, it's kind of soothing. I can't explain it. You have to feel
touch
it.
Them. So Nitty Natty has one of these, and she had like, she does like this question and answer thing in her podcast, and she uses them in the car a lot of the times when she's traveling. And so somebody said, how do you knit socks in the dark at the movie theater? Do you bring your light? And so she was like, listen, people, don't ruin knitting in public places for us. Like, don't bring your neck light.
Don't bring your light to the
theater.
movies. Yeah, no. So even I have to draw the line there. The other thing I will tell you is that these are very they tend to be pricey. They're pricier than the other ones that you've seen on Amazon. But I will tell you that I am going to be selling them for significantly less than you will see them in other places. So
we're expecting this shipment today or tomorrow, right?
Yes.
Great.
Expecting the shipment today, and so they will be up on the website if you would like one. I need to. Who asked for one of these? Carol. Our customer Carol asked for one of these, so I have to call her and let her know that we got them.
All right.
So very excited about these.
We have a couple of things that are coming up in the coming weeks and months, and the closest thing to us is the Beachy Breeze Fibers Trunk Show. I actually have a sweater's quantity of Sam's yarn in my stash that I want to cast on. So maybe there'll be another sweater cast on in the next week. Why not?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Why
I had
not?
to drink.
Why not?
Yeah, why not?
So,
Pass on all the things.
I know. So Sam's yarn is spectacular. Sam is from Beachy Breeze Fiber. She's from Connecticut, right?
Yes.
Not Massachusetts.
Yes.
And she'll be here March 24th, 25th, and 26th. And excitingly enough, we're going to be open extra long hours on the 26th.
Which is a Sunday.
Because we'll be participating in the Knit for Food Knitathon. The information for that is also down below. When I looked today, so they said that last year they raised $250,000 for this knitathon, and already today it was up to $156,000 that's been raised so far. So the idea is that you knit for 12 hours. So we're going to be open normally on Sundays just 12 to 4, but we're going to be open 10 to 6.
Yep.
Which is not 12 hours, but
Yes.
that's okay. We're just extending our hours, and you can go home and continue knitting your 12 hours.
That's
if
right.
you want to participate that way. If you want to participate by donating $5, the link for that is down below, or whatever you want to donate. It's not, somebody asked if it was like a bowl-a-thon where you have to pledge a certain amount per pin that you knocked down or something.
No.
It's not that. It's just raising money and pledging to raise money to donate to this charity. And I'll grab the paper.
There are 4 charities that the money will be divided for. Laura Nelkin started this. I mean, she's done an incredible job. Laura Nelkin is a designer, and she started this during the pandemic. This is the 3rd one. And
so the proceeds will be equally divided between Feeding America, World Central Kitchen, Team No Kid Hungry, and Meals on Wheels America. So it's just a cool way that we as knitters can do something that we love while also being supportive of other people who are struggling to put food on the table.
Yeah. So like Justine said, there are different ways that you can contribute and donate. We will be open from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. on...
Sorry, my nose just got like really, really itchy. Sorry. Worst time ever. I'm like, sorry. Oh God, it's really bad. What does that mean?
Oh.
Somebody's talking
I
about
don't
me.
know.
No, that's my
I can't
ears
remember.
ringing.
So...
Sorry. We're going to be open
from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. that Sunday. We're usually only open from 12 to 4, but we're extending our hours, as Justine said, and we'll be having fun. We will definitely do a giveaway. You know, why not? Just give all the things away, because that's what I love doing.
If you'd like to contribute to our giveaway pile, please let us know.
And we will have a donation box here. Dawn, I hope you're decorating it. So that if you want to just donate cash, that will all be collected and donated to this very worthy cause. But we also have a link down below if you would like to donate online. We appreciate anything that you can give. There is no amount too small. If you want to give $1, great. If you want to give 50 cents, great. We don't care. Just, you know,
we're appreciative.
We appreciate any amount that you can give. So we're excited about that, and we're really excited that Sam with Beachy Breeze Fibers will be here for the trunk show. I'm telling you, that is a trunk show. I mean, you never want to miss any of our trunk shows because we
haven't had a trunk show in a little while.
We haven't, and so people are really excited. For those who were here for the last Beachy Breeze Fibers trunk show, they know how gorgeous Sam's yarn is.
And if you are not local, like we do FaceTime shop with people. So if you are not local and you want to see what she's got, I mean, make sure you're following us on Instagram at SkeinYarnshop, and then we'll be posting stuff throughout the weekend of that of the yarn. And if there's something that you want you to put your hands on, then you can just give us a call,
where we are,
and we'll ship it out.
401-398-0110. And what was the other thing I wanted to say? I just lost it. I hate when that happens.
It happens to me all the time.
Yeah, so we're very, very excited about that. Hopefully I'll remember what I wanted to say. Another alarm is going off.
Cool. What's it telling you?
doctor's appointment.
You have a doctor's appointment?
No,
Oh.
just
All right,
yeah,
cool.
reminding me.
Also, look, we're busy preparing for some exciting new things for Local Yarn Shop Day. Local Yarn Shop Day is on April 29th. It's a Saturday.
Yes.
And we're gonna have lots of stuff. Lots of stuff happening.
New stuff.
New things, prizes,
things that
giveaways.
things that will first become available on that
Local Yarn
day,
Shop Day.
and they will be in limited supply. We will have a gift with purchase, as we always do, I think. And boy, LYS Day last year was crazy.
I know, I can't wait.
In only the best way. It's so
Really
much
can't
fun.
wait. It's like one of my favorite days.
Of course, we'll do a giveaway.
If you would like to contribute to our giveaway pile.
But it's just so much fun. So just like plaster that date, on your mind somewhere. April 29th, Saturday, Local Yarn Store Day. We will have special sets, exclusive colors that are, and we want to save, the surprise.
Be some secret stuff. We're excited.
Yeah, really, really excited. We'll have by that time we'll have plenty of spring yarns in. That was one thing I wanted to say, that I'm kind of excited to work on warm weather stuff.
Yeah.
Tanks and tees. I'm kind of excited about that.
Yeah. I bet you can't wait to be done with your test knit so you can just go crazy.
Yes, I do.
Are you on the decrease section?
Almost.
Yeah.
Almost. That middle section is the section that takes the longest because it's the widest.
Yeah.
So I will be done. I am determined to get this done by March 21st. So I think the pattern will definitely be out by March 31st. And you guys are going to want to...
March 30th is my birthday.
Oh yeah, just in case you
Just
didn't
in case
know.
you need to know.
And I'm actually really sad because I'm not going to be here for it.
I know.
I'm going to visit the Rents.
It's good.
Down in Florida. Yep, got all kinds of good things coming up. So going to Florida. We have a lot of trips coming up. So Dawn's going. Dawn's going first.
This week, right?
Yes. Dawn's leaving, what's today?
13th.
Oh yeah, so she's leaving tomorrow. So first Dawn will be gone, and
then you'll be
a few days later, then I'll be gone for 5 days. And then in April, you will be gone. How long are you going to be gone for?
A week.
Oof, that's a long time. I hate it when people go away. I hate it when I go away.
So this weekend we went to Cape Cod for a basketball tournament. We're done with knitting.
Are we?
So if you don't want to
do we
talk
do
about knitting
everything?
anymore.
Oh, t-shirts.
Oh yeah.
Let's just talk about that just for a second. So I think we're going to order another round of t-shirts.
What kind of t-shirt, Lori?
Oh, funny you should ask. Oh, now's the time when I'm going to take this off. See, last time we ordered them, you hadn't seen them, but
last time we ordered them, we
this is
knew
what
what
they
we
look
wanted.
like.
We knew that that's like the deal. We weren't sure how many people would actually want them, and come to find out, everybody did. So
of course they
we're
did.
ordering some new ones. If last time we did like not a prepay, but like a pre-order for your size to make sure we got the right size. If you want a t-shirt and you really want one, you can let us know the size. We'll make sure to get enough, but I think we're just probably going to order just a bunch of sizes. And that
we
was,
definitely
like, a little
will.
excessive.
But it's great to
know ahead
it's
of
great
time
to know.
But
we'll be ordering t-shirts, and we order them in this color, and we order them in a charcoal gray. So I know a lot of people, they had them in one color, they wanted them in the other color.
I wish we got them in pink.
Maybe we can. Just for you.
Like hot pink.
Yeah. I can't remember how much were they. I think they were 25. Were they 25?
I think only 20.
No, I think they were 25. I remember them with tax being like 20.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yep.
So God only knows how much they've gone up at this point.
Well.
So here's this. I said I would.
The field shawl.
The field, right? It is big.
Look at how long it is.
Yeah, it is really big.
Oh, we never said the color.
Oh, right.
This is dark spruce or just spruce?
I think it's dark spruce.
And the white is, it's not camel.
No, it's not. It is, I am going to grab it. Lamb.
Lamb, it is. It's lamb. Yep. This thing is.
Yep, lamb.
All right. It's touching the ground.
It is so big.
It is
huge. I love it so much.
I've never even gotten to put it on because
I've hogged it.
Oh, Dawn, it's so good.
They need more colors in this. I'm sure they'll come out with more.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, so a couple of weeks ago, right after Dawn had finished it, it just looks so good. You just throw it on and it just looks really amazing. Good. And yeah, it was a Saturday. I was going out to dinner and it was freezing, and I had already left the shop. Like, I had gone out to my car. And I was like,
nope.
Yep. So I pulled my car around, opened the door, and grabbed it off the mannequin. It was good. So I just thought I'd pull some. Here's the
Renew is so good.
Some of the colors in the Renew. And it's so squishy.
Yeah.
And lovely and drapey.
And the way that the fibers hold, like, it's lax pilling.
It's DK.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Big fan. Huge. If you look on the patterns on Ravelry, there's quite a few where people do it in a solid, the whole thing.
Yeah.
Which is cool. This is better.
Quite a few of the field?
Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. I just love it. I just love it.
I think the colors are pretty good, if I do say so myself.
Who picked those colors out? I wonder. Okay, so
yeah.
All right. So you were saying out to the Cape basketball.
So we were at this basketball tournament in the Cape, and we decided, it's hard to travel with little ones, and it's specifically very hard to travel when there's 5 of us to go to a place, where sleeping has to happen,
Oh my gosh, and I know you sent me that video.
So we stayed in 2 different hotels, which was not on purpose, but it was just a necessity.
Out, right?
So Friday night we stayed at one place, and we took the kids to the pool, so they were nice and tired, and then they took tubbies, and the hotel that we stayed at Friday night was a Hilton, and it was really nice. The tub was massive. All 3 of them got in the tub together. Of course, Harrison was like, I'm gonna wear my bathing suit. I'm like, okay, whatever. Whatever. So they all get in the tub, and we were snuggling in bed, and we had brought the pack and play, and we had an air mattress for Ben, and the air mattress is old, and we've used it plenty of times. Well, it got a hole in it. So poor Ben, in the middle of the night at like 4 o'clock, I look over at him, and he's like stuck flat on the ground with like a pillow of like around him, and I'm like,
oh no.
And he's like, Mom, my back hurts. And I'm like, what's the matter? And I looked down at him, and I'm like,
no.
Oh. So he climbed in bed with us, and then Charlotte was having a hard time sleeping because she was like really close to the bed, and she kept like staring at Michael. So we all ended up, except Harrison, he slept through everything. We all ended up sleeping in the bed together, and it was fine. But it just was easier than I thought it was going to be. I mean,
that's always good.
Charlotte, and so we're going away to Mexico in April, and I was really hesitating. It's just not a vacation when you're bringing a toddler with you. It's just not. And so I was really struggling with it, because the last time we went on a vacation like that with her, she was really little, and it was not very pleasant. It just wasn't. She's at the age.
Michael got really sick.
Oh, he got so sick. She's at the age now where we can she can stay up late and it might make her a little cranky, but like she can at least hang.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas before it was like 7:30 and she's asleep in her soup. Like she can't. So now, you know, this weekend I think gave me a little bit of hope for what our future trips will look like with her, just as they're getting bigger. I mean,
but you're also this time. The last time were you with cousins too?
Yeah, we were with Michael's side of the family.
Yeah.
And it was really great to have all the kids together, but also like their kids are also young.
Yeah.
So now Charlotte's the baby, and then I have a 12-year-old nephew and a 9-year-old nephew. He'll be 10, and Harrison's 10, and Ben's 5, almost 6. So, you know,
I think it's gonna be
they're
fine.
all getting bigger, and so that does help too. Plus the boys are obsessed with Charlotte, and they'll pretty much do anything that she like tells them to do, which is great for me. They'll be helpful.
And shockingly, she does love to order people around.
Plus, like the swimming, when we were in Mexico, she wasn't big enough to be like left alone, like not alone, but
right,
even with the puddle jumper on or whatever,
yeah.
you still had to hold her.
Yeah.
This weekend, you should have seen her. She's like
a fish.
Bye, Dad! And she's like going around and around and around the outside of the pool. Just like kicking around. Like kids are like, there was so many children at these pools because there was this tournament.
Yeah.
And like it was nuts, and there was no way I was going in the pool. So poor Michael, he went in with her. But she just she could have cared less. Their kids are playing football and like diving around her, and like water's covering her. She could care less. She just kept going around and around and around.
Good.
So yeah, I think that she's gonna be. It helped me to see that it's gonna be an okay, even maybe a little vacation.
Yes,
we'll see. We'll see.
I'll pray for you.
I know. Thanks. Yeah. They didn't win the tournament.
Oh, that's too bad.
Harrison had probably his best 2 games, like ever. Scored a lot of points. He was really
well. That's amazing.
Yeah, he had a good couple games. They won. They lost the first one, and I feel like it really was unfair. The game was supposed to start at noon, and they started the game early. 2 of our boys weren't there yet.
Oh my gosh!
They didn't get to warm up at all. And they didn't call, the refs were done. They didn't call any fouls. So it was just it was a brutal one. It was a tough loss. They only lost by 4.
Yeah.
If they had won, then they would have gone to like the semifinals, and they would have ended up having to play their friends, our 5th grade A team, which would have been a disaster because those kids are just like incredible. Like that team is just bonkers. They're undefeated in the state.
Wow.
At every tournament they're just really, really good. And so Harrison, when we were driving home, and he's like, I'm bummed that we didn't win. And then when I saw the schedule that they would have played their A team, he was like, oh, I'm kind of glad we didn't win. I think it would have been kind of funny. It would have been cute to see, like, you know, both teams were from the same town and whatever. But yeah, I think that
sounds like it was overall a really fun weekend.
It was very fun. They played a lot of basketball. They were very tired, and then it was daylight savings time, so it was
rough.
It was rough. The second hotel that we stayed at, we were able to get like a suite, so we had more space, and the kids were all spaced out and spread out. And Harrison stayed up really late, hanging out with his friends in the lobby, and
that's cute.
It was really cute.
Yeah,
it was sweet.
I
also stayed out very late having beers in the lobby with parents, and so the next morning I woke up and I was like, oh my god, what did I do? A little bit of a hangover.
Your texts were hysterical.
It's like, yeah.
I texted Justine. I said, did you get a lot of compliments on your sweater? And it was like, she texted me. It was like, I just heard her voice in the text. She goes, like 1 million.
Yeah, the way the ladies were like,
oh my gosh,
do you sell your things? Like, do you sell them? And I'm like, no, because people just don't. No, you die if you knew how much money stuff costs.
Oh gosh.
Or the time.
And the time, yeah. Well, I'm going to see my kids or 2 of my kids this week, right?
Nice.
You're going to cover for me. Do you remember that?
Sure. I forgot. Which days are you not?
Thursday and Friday.
Oh, well, I work those days.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I'll be going up to New Hampshire to see my girl and her boy.
So Thursday and Friday, this shop will close early.
Yes.
Because Dawn's not here either.
Yes. Yes, it will.
Okay. To make a post.
Yes, it will. Because sometimes you just got to go see your kids.
I totally agree.
And,
except I'm happy that mine are not here. It's a lot of togetherness.
And so then I probably a visit to Brandeis will be in order soon.
That's good. Because
she'll say, you went to New Hampshire to see Sam and Michael. So yeah, not a lot. Life's kind of,
good.
Status quo. I love it.
That is good.
Yeah. Let it stay that way.
Mm-hmm.
So, and we've got all kinds of fun things coming up. We're working on the website, as we always are, but really, really working on it. And so
let us know what you think.
Yeah, please. And if there are things that
you find difficult, any shopping issues that you have, let us know.
Absolutely. Please send me an email saying, I'd love it if you had this on your website, because all things are possible.
Mm-hmm.
And because I have new people helping me, and it's gonna, the landing page is going to change, and all kinds of things.
Exciting.
And we have a new upcoming events page on the website, so you can see the things that are coming up and the dates and the times and all of that. So I'm really excited about that, in case any of you didn't know that we have a fully functioning website and you can order online 24/7.
Yep. Our Neons and Neutrals book is here. It was a pre-order, but we've got them. We still have a few. So if you've been looking to get it, we also have the 52 Weeks of Socks
Volume 2 coming. Pre-order. So yeah, I'm not sure if that's gone up on the online yet. So keep an eye out for that. We'll be posting about that.
Yeah, I can't wait for that book.
Yeah.
Oh,
they just literally today showed the patterns, the pictures of I think all 52, and they are amazing.
Look at the orange. It's so good.
Orange. So good.
So good.
Yeah, so keep a lookout for that.
All right, people.
Yeah.
An hour and a half is enough.
Yeah. For those of you that are still with us.
Thanks for staying till the end.
Thank you so much for watching episode 30.
We'll see you in a few weeks.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.